everybody, it's time to LOL. Listen out loud, that is. It's time for Anime Jam Session with DJ Ranma S, Mako-chan, and Ari Rockefeller.
Hey everybody, welcome to Anime Jam Session, episode number 606. We are that podcast that talks about anime, games, conventions, the fandom, geek stuff, and everything in between. I'm DJ Ranma S.
And I'm Ari Rockefeller.
Mako-chan is off tonight. She's taking a well-deserved mental health break. She may explain when she returns on next week's show. If she does, cool. If not, don't even worry about it, because trust me, we have all been there one way or another. Anywho, let's kind of get the show on the road tonight. So, how are you doing tonight, Ari?
I am friggin' tired.
You know what? I can actually see that in your eyes.
Yeah, it's always pretty obvious, isn't it?
The best way I can describe your facial expression now is, you ever seen when like Bugs Bunny or Daffy Duck gets caught in the car spotlights, caught in the headlights. A cross between Daffy Duck getting caught in the headlights and Gowron from Deep Space Nine. That's the best expression, and you're just like, oh fuck this, and you're just like,
that's pretty much how I felt about work the past couple days.
I had a moment like that at work today. I'll get into it briefly, then we'll go right into it. Like I said, there's only two techs that covers the office on all three floors, and something was going on at 10 o'clock. I kind of had no idea about. I had to go to one of the satellite offices to fix something, and I'm just getting waylaid to go take care of this other issue. I'm just like, this person's not even here yet, so I don't even. I'm like, the other tech's not here yet. I'm like, everything's got to run right on time and all of that stuff, so I had to go take care of it. It is what it is. I mean, I took care of some of it, but the other tech showed up and handled the rest. So, it is what it is, real life and all that good stuff. So, anywho, we are live tonight, week of September 26, 2023, right here on Twitch TV. We're here live Tuesdays from 9 to 10:30 Eastern time. Blah. Even I'm getting a little twisted here. You can always find us on Twitch TV at twitch.tv/Anime Jam Session. We're also part of the Voice of Geeks Network at vognetwork.com, so definitely check them out. And they're also on Twitch at twitch.tv/vognetwork. They kick things off Sundays at 8 o'clock with the Bobby Blackwolf Show, followed by Orange Lounge Radio at 9. And here we come rolling in on Tuesdays. And come hang out in our Discord chat at vognetwork.com/Discord. Every show that's a part of the Voice of Geeks Network has a channel, so come through and hang out and have a good time, Oh, I need to fix this for you. I was going to say something that crossed my mind, but I totally forgot. Oh well, it is what it is.
I'm sad that summer is officially over.
Yeah. Oh yeah, now I remember. I'll talk about it during my weekend day, but yeah, I kind of noticed that coming up on the subway, because it's like I usually get home with my dinner by 7:20, and it was just getting darker and darker, and I was just like, and I tried to buy some new like jackets and coats because Old Navy was having a sale, 50% off on coats and jackets, and I tried to make a purchase, and because I missed the pay mix, I totally forgot. They locked my card, so I was like, you bastards. It was 50% off.
Yeah, that's a pretty good deal. It's like, hello darkness, my old friend. Soon you will start at 5 p.m.
Oh, God.
The problem with having a favorite season is that 9 months out of the year, it's not your favorite season.
And I know and I know for some friends, seasonal depression is going to be kicking in any week, day, hour, minute, or second. So I definitely have to keep an extra eye open to make sure that my peeps are doing okay. So, so anywho, all right. Let me. So one thing you might have, I don't know if you've noticed, but lately it seems like our ad breaks are kind of in tandem when we start. What's great is there's a little pop-up that tells you when ads are starting. So I try to push them off as far as I can till you have to deal with a 2-minute ad break. And just remember, the ads that are on this show just help to support the podcast and the stream. And we try to keep it as less invasive as possible. Like, I just subscribed to a couple of new podcasts. One of them I turned on. There was 4 commercials before the actual podcast started.
And something I've noticed is that if you change the focus of whatever window or tab you're on, the ads pause on their own.
Oh,
and they won't and they won't get to the actual podcast until I play all the way through.
I mean, look, I
discovered that just now.
Look, I get it. I know a few of y'all have kind of complained about the ads and so forth, and I tweaked them because I want y'all to enjoy the content of the podcast that we're putting out. So, again, if you are sub to the channel, you don't have to deal with the commercials. But if you're not subbed, I try to push the commercials to where you won't miss too much short of the replay. And once I get ads up and running on the podcast feed, my goal is no more than 3 per episode. And I like to have one at the beginning, one somewhere in the middle, and one somewhere towards the end. There's a couple of podcasts I listen to where they say, this episode is sponsored by so-and-so, and he gets right into it, and the episodes, I like that. Or there's like 1 or 2 quick commercials. That's great. There are some podcasts I listen to where they repeat the damn ad over like 3 times in an episode. I'm just like, can you not?
Yeah, that gets very aggravating.
Yeah, but like I said, I totally get it. When you do a podcast and you're trying to make money, you got to have commercials and ads. I get that, but there's got to be like a little bit of a limit here and there. And like, look at what's his name, Conrad Thompson. He does a set with commercials and set without, but by subscribing. I think that's a great concept. Yeah, he does. He handles like the bulk of all the wrestling podcasts that are out there. I just started listening back to 83. I just started listening to 83 Weeks. So he used, I think Grilling JR is still a thing. So anywho, I know we've 100% derailed by talking about wrestling. Let's get on with the show tonight. So Ari, how was your week? How was your day?
Well, I did get paid the other. Well, my check did clear finally, and that
Ka-ching.
took care of the various bills that I had. I also, got a couple things from Amazon that I had my eyes on. I also got like a new mixer and a new microphone, which, I haven't gotten a whole lot of time to play with, but it could be adapted soon enough. I also got the replacement earmuffs for my headset.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, they're a lot thicker than the last one. They fit around my ears really nicely.
Yes. You probably can't tell with these. Like, V Motors have what's called an XL option cushions, where basically they engulf your entire ear for a better surround sound. And I like those. But what sucks is after maybe about 6 months to a year, a little longer, I have to replace them because they lose their cushioning. Like these, I probably won't have to worry about replacing these for another year because I only use these maybe 2-3 times a week, if that. Now, my other main headphones, I use those 5 times a week. Actually, 10 if you count me taking them off and going to work and all of that, and coming back from work and all of that. They just don't have XL cushions just yet. And I buy like the third-party ones because they're just as good and half price. Please continue.
Well, work has been like I'm on a split week this week.
Yeah.
Well, between this week and last week, so
Mhm.
1 day off, 5 days on, 1 day off, 5 more days on. That's
Mm.
fun.
Mm.
And the discourse about NFL football has been pretty fun. Mostly because you know Eagles are doing good. The fans pretty much took over Buccaneer Stadium,
Mm.
and Phillies are doing pretty good too. So all I'm thinking is there won't be if we go far again, there won't be enough grease in that city. Yeah. For those of you who don't know, we're like Philly sports fans are notorious for climbing up the like lampposts and traffic signals
Mhm.
when celebrating gets out of control, and it doesn't always work. So that's really fun stuff.
Mm.
And other than that, it's just like I'm also bummed that like I said, also bummed that summer is over. I'm gonna have to go to the gym if I want to go swimming anymore. But that's all right with me. Ugh, sorry.
No, you good.
But yeah, that's what things have been going for me.
So my weekend day has been basically the same with work, but because of the weather, my weekend kind of a little topsy turvy. Now, um, Saturday I was going to go out and buy new sneakers. It was getting to that point. Plus, there was a Subway, not a Subway, a Skechers location that just opened up not too far from me. So I figured I'd go over there. Now, one of my friends, Andrea, she asked me to build her a computer, and she had already paid it off. I already bought the parts and shipped it to her. The issue was finding a spot. A time for us to do it. So I think last week I called her. I'm like, "Are you working Monday?" For those of you who aren't in the U.S., Monday was I believe it was Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish holiday. If it's not Rosh Hashanah, it was Yom Kippur. It's one of those. I think it was Yom Kippur. So that's what was going. That had happened on Monday, and my job was closed, and she was off. So we spent Sunday and Monday building her computer. The original plan was her to come pick me up because she was going to the Ren Fair, but because of Tropical Storm Ophelia, Ren Fair was canceled the whole weekend. So I went out to her place. Yes, and Asidabiri says, Yom Kippur is this week. Rosh Hashanah was last week. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and where she lives in Jersey, I keep forgetting it takes me a little bit longer. So, I left my house around 3. I had to take a lift to the train station because if you remember, I kept saying how I had like this big ass 27-inch monitor. I was taking it to her. And because of the weather, I did not want to get the box wet. So, that's where we went. So between that, the MTA, New Jersey Transit, I didn't get out there till like 6. So that wasn't so bad. Then I spent like maybe 2 hours, about 2 hours, assembling her desk that she got from Amazon. And then I spent the next 4 to 5 hours building her computer. Now, normally it doesn't take me that long, but when I'm building a computer for somebody else, I am very meticulous on everything, making sure everything works the way it should. And it's a near all white build, and she's named it, we've come to the decision to name her machine Wing Zero. Yes.
Nice.
She is a Gundam Wing fangirl. And the fan.
So if her computer crashes, is the last sound effect that's going to play going to be "It's a Gundam"?
I could probably rig something like that. But right now, the colors, like the LEDs in our case, are running red, yellow, and blue. Red, yellow, blue, white for for Wing Zero. So we got that. That's fine. That's fine. Let's see what else. And I think that was basically what I did. Now, the thing I mentioned at the top of the show that I was like, about. So while I'm putting this all together, we're watching NCIS, and rest in peace, David McCallum, who played Drake Mallard on the show. Everyone called him Ducky, but yeah. So while we're watching NCIS, like taking breaks and so forth, I saw the one thing on TV that I was like, it is too goddamn soon for.
And what was that?
A Christmas commercial.
Oh boy.
It's still September. I expect the Christmas commercials to come rolling in the week of Halloween. But come on.
Yeah, I'm not. I've already told you about the issues I've had with seeing Christmas stuff, outside of Christmas.
I mean, I've gotten used to it. Like, there used to be a Kmart in Manhattan where they'd have the Christmas trees up by August. And for the most part, it didn't bother me until recently. Hell, I think Costco has their Christmas trees up now. So, a friend of mine works there, so that's just a trip and a fucking half. So,
Yeah, I yelled. Like I said, I nearly got thrown out of a Cracker Barrel for seeing a Christmas display in August.
It is too early because you got the people are like getting hyped for pumpkin spice lattes. I'm just like, can us summer folks enjoy the rest of our summer first, please? Please? And I don't want to be that person on social media because it's like if you say something about it, oh, you're a terrible person. Let people enjoy things. I want people to enjoy things, but let us enjoy stuff too, you know? And C. DeBerry says, I already bought extra wool to spin for a Christmas knitting project, but that's also because I'm almost done and I'm running out of yarn. Oh, man. That's been our weekend day. So we're going to get into our housekeeping news real quick. Don't forget, episodes of Anime Jam Session are available on our YouTube page at youtube.com/Anime Jam Session. Click on VOD playlists, then podcast VODs episodes are there. So definitely check those out. And I also want to let you know the second half of our convention tour is coming up. Another anime convention in Westford, Massachusetts, October 19th to the 21st. So definitely come through and have a good time. I think you'll enjoy this con. This is one of those conventions where you'll have ample time to cosplay, go grab food, hit panels, do photography, chill out, and make new friends. So that's going to be fun. So definitely hope to see you there.
That's my last vacation week for the year.
Oh yeah, I did add J1 Con to our list because I do want to see Mark Hildreth, the voice of Terry Bogard from Fatal Fury, and Hiro Yui in Gundam Wing.
Nice.
Plus, he did a role on his miniseries about 9/11, so I definitely want to give him props for that. So there's that, and there's Anime NYC and probably WinterCon. So I'm just seeing how all of this is going to play out. So, anywho, now that we got that out the way, we're going to get into some Geek Roundtable. This is the part of the show where we talk about the geekier aspects of our weekend day, like cool, geeky, and nerd stuff we want to show off, or what animes we've been watching and so forth. And Ari, you said you had some cool to share?
Yes, I did. I have a backlog of stuff from not being on the show for a bit and just completing other things. But this is the first one in line. It's it came out a couple weeks ago.
You can only you can show off one for this week and save the.
I know. Oh, definitely, I am.
Okay.
It's something I ordered off of a limited run, and it finally came. It is the collector's edition of Night in the Woods from Switch.
Nice.
and love this game. Let's double check what's in here. So we got the actual game itself, a hard copy.
Yeah.
Uh,
Is that a soundtrack?
huh?
Is that a soundtrack?
This is from Demon. Oh yeah, the Demon Tower game within a game.
Mm.
And here's the actual soundtrack. And
okay.
Real good stuff. You'll find people doing covers of the song the songs that Meg and her band play, on YouTube. Die Anywhere Else is also always a good one. And here's a replica of May's journal. It's a bit of a plot point because it's part of psychiatric therapy. She's told to write down what she feels and like stuff like that, and things you do in the game, fill it out and whatnot. And there's some nice stuff in here. And what else? There's a whole bunch of oh right, these are the acrylic stands for characters and
okay.
And other like locales in the Night in the Woods series. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not, but
I'm
it's
not.
But the developers, they drew on like life experiences when they're making it. It's and you can tell it's based a lot on Rust Belt areas, like especially in Western Pennsylvania. The only downside to that is that you can tell that some of the characters, like some of the a side character or two, like a background guy, is most definitely a Yinzer.
What's a Yinzer?
A Yinzer is a like normally it would just be like a Western Pennsylvania person, like in the Pittsburgh area. But in terms of sports, they're like super fans of Pittsburgh area sports, especially the Steelers.
Okay, because the only term
and the fucking Penguins.
Well, the only term that I know is Pennsyltucky. That's all I know. So
that is Central Pennsylvania.
Oh.
As we like to say, Philadelphia in the east, Pittsburgh in the west, Alabama in the middle. Hopefully with a lot less inbreeding.
Oh, wow.
No, let's not kid ourselves. Any amount of inbreeding that is a positive integer is too much inbreeding.
Wow. I'm done. This has been an episode 606. Good night. Damn.
I haven't even gotten to the articles yet, and I've already killed my host.
I know. I will say one thing about Limited Run. When you get their stuff, you actually get instruction manuals.
Oh, yeah.
Because I have like 3 things from them, and I open up like the Valis pack, and I open up the case. I was like, oh shit, there's an instruction manual.
Yeah. I don't know if you had seen ads for it floating around on Facebook, but one of the new games that Limited Run is putting out for a physical copy is called Plumbers Don't Wear Ties.
I heard about that. I know that's a re-release.
Oh, they all are, but Plumbers Don't Wear Ties was a game that was on the 3DO, which was a very slow and clunky visual novel executed poorly, and B was only people know about it is from when the angry video game nerd completely roasted it.
I knew about the game, lo and behold. It just came off as like a poor parody of Super Mario Brothers.
That has nothing to do with Mario.
I know. I'm just saying, when they say plumbers don't wear ties, it's like, what comes to mind? So.
But it's, it's seriously not, it's terrible stuff, trust me. Like, there's I guess, in that era, when it came out, there's some minor titillation that you can put in with a code,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but only if you're like of all your spank material came from the Victoria's Secret lingerie catalog,
Hey, some of us got to start somewhere. Just
or
saying.
sorry, the Sears catalog.
Hey, for some of us, that's where we started. But let's. I want to say let's gyrate towards something else. But then I realize what I'm going to show off kind of falls within the guidelines of this. And see, the here he goes, the J.C. Penney Wish book.
That too.
Mm.
This is a. It's like looks like a
Looks like a
challenge coin.
Yeah, challenge or collectible coin.
Yeah, the front side is like historic Possum Springs, which is where the game takes place. You're not lost, you're here, which is the town motto, and yeah, founded 1789 as part of Deep Hollow County.
Hmm.
And it feels like it's made out of steel. Look, as someone who's like works with has worked with metal money on a daily basis, and had a dad who loved collecting coins as a kid, like growing up. Yeah, I've kind of caught on to that sort of thing.
I'll admit I do have some challenge slash collector coins. I know there were some going around for PAX East for a while. It was like a group, like if you would, I think you paid X amount of bucks, and if you were going, you'd get a challenge coin. I know Viz had them for the Sailor Moon seasons. I think I have 3 of them, and I seriously thought about just going on eBay, just buying the other 2, and just put them on display in a display case. I've seriously been thinking about that. So, but to get back to our Geek Roundtable, I finished up watching Mushoku Tensei: Jobless Reincarnation, Part 1, Season 2, Part 1. It was great. I absolutely loved it. I just caught up with. I've watched the latest episode, Rent a Girlfriend. It's actually going pretty well. Episode ended on a bit of a dramatic note, which is understandable. Earlier tonight, I watched 86. It's a war anime, and it cuts pretty deep. And I watched that, and I think I watched like the latest episode of Zom 100. It's called 100 Things to Do Before You're Dead or Become a Zombie. And what sucks is the show is on indefinite hiatus. So we don't know when they're going to drop the last 3 episodes. I know one of the episodes is supposed to be doing a crossover with Zombieland Saga. So I'm definitely looking forward to those. And as I've said, I too have been on a backlog of figurines and purchases. And they've slowly been rolling out from Otaku Mode. And it didn't help that in the last 2 weeks I just pre-ordered 5 more figures. But 2 of my friends, trying to remember their names because I suck. Caitlin and Aaron, they got me into this series called Symphogear. I would say it has elements of Macross, because basically to me Macross is you have women who sing on the anime to motivate the guys to blow shit up. That's what I get from like Macross 7, Delta, and all of that. Idols who sing. It's basically it's USO the anime basically. So Symphogear kind of runs the same way, except that you're wearing this powered armor, but you're singing amazing music while fighting these beasts. And there is a character
the potential for that is just incredible.
Yeah.
I mean meme potential as well, because people are gonna take footage of that and just give them whatever inappropriate or overly appropriate soundtrack you can think of.
Been there, done that, wrote the book. Now,
if someone's using like a rapid fire punching attack, you just know you're gonna hear someone go, "Standing here, I realize."
Oh God. Now,
that sort of thing.
Now, one of the characters on the show, Chris Yukine, I believe she's a yandere, rough
Oh,
on the
boy.
rough on the outside but sweet on the inside.
Oh, no,
It's a tsundere.
that's kudere.
Kudere. I can't keep the deades apart. Okay.
Well, yandere is the psycho.
Okay. I've dated a few of
Kudere,
those.
I think Raven from Teen Titans.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, tsundere is Asuka. Langley.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Chris Yukine is basically along the lines of a tsundere. So I have two figures of her. One of hers in her battle armor, and the second one, I had to actually think about if I really wanted to buy this. I actually sat and stared at this for a minute, logically trying to think if I wanted to buy it, and I bought it. I think every person who collects figurines have that one character that they're like, I can't believe I bought this, but I'm glad I did. And Cedar says, I thought Kudere is a kind of just wacky like Ku. Is it Negima or Love Hina?
That's Kuudere.
All right. So, I got this figurine of Chris Yukine, lovely sweater style.
Wait, what kind of sweater is that? Is that the Virgin Killer sweater?
Yes, it is the Virgin Killer sweater.
Yeah.
For those of you who are listening to the show, it's Chris Yukine with her whitish silver hair and pigtails, a la Nozomi from LoveLive, and Chris is wearing a red Virgin Killer sweater. Also, I will have to turn it to the other side over here, where she is wearing basically extremely high, thigh-high, black thigh highs, and red heels with a strap.
It looks very nice, man.
It does. The funny thing is, I looked at this, so I was like, I don't know if I really feel the shoes work with this, because I think it should have been like a block heel instead of a stiletto, but Then again, this is one of the few times Chris Yukine actually smiles, so I figured I'd take advantage of that. So,
does she have her own, song that plays when she's in battle?
yes, each member of each Sympho Gear character has more than one. So,
Because I know what my song would be if that was in her situation.
what would that be?
I keep dancing on my own. Yeah, I just got word that the Phillies clinched their the number one spot in the wild card, so I'm happy.
Well, good for you, because the Yankees shit the bed yet again. So here's to us.
Or as the usual phrase goes, eliminated.
Yeah. If I was a Sympho Gear, I don't even know what song I'd have. I would have to just pick something at random and just be like, let's go, And Bond006 says, why was that darn sweater ever a thing? My brother in Christ, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Anime Matsuri 2016. And I'm kind of sad that I missed this. There was a Virgin Killer sweater meetup group. There were girls and guys wearing Virgin Killer sweaters. On the Anime Jam Session Facebook page, and it might even be on my personal one, there's a picture of me with someone cosplaying Velma Dinkley wearing an orange Virgin Killer sweater. Now, I do know there was coverage of this group shot, and it might be on YouTube. Good luck finding it.
Oh, there's a version that goes even beyond that.
Oh, I know.
The Virgin Destroyer.
We've talked about that on this show at least once. There is a picture of a character that I have. It's one of my personal favorite fan arts. I think it's fan art. This character, she's basically wearing like a Japanese school uniform that's more of the Catholic style, with the long white collared shirt and the skirt. But she's also wearing a gray Virgin Killer sweater on top, like being modest. I think it's pretty nice how that looks. So, you know. Yes, Anime Matsuri 2016. I believe it's 20. Yeah, it's gotta be 2016, around that time. It was a year that I went, so I believe so. All right.
Well, Bonds is going on a deep dive. We won't see that
Yep.
again.
Oh, he'll be back. He's not one of those to get lost in the sauce. All right, let's get into tonight's stories. You want to kick things off?
Sure.
Go for it.
The Haruhi Suzumiya franchise announces its 20th anniversary light novel and concert. Yeah, the franchise is getting revived for its 20th anniversary. Nagaro Tanagawa and Noisy Ito's eccentric high school goddess Rosa Icon says at her debut in the Haruhi Suzumiya light novel series and KyoAni's subsequent anime adaptation. As detailed on Crunchyroll, series publisher Sneaker Bunko announced a new light novel titled The Theater of Haruhi Suzumiya during its Sneaker Bunko 25th Anniversary Festa live stream event. And Festa's in all caps if you can't tell. The publisher accompanying the announcement with a teaser visual featuring Haruhi and the other members of the SOS Brigade. Additionally, there will be a revival of the Haruhi's concert event, the Symphony of Haruhi Suzumiya, which will be held at Kawaguchi Cultural Center's Leela Main Hall on January 20th, 2024. Ticketpia is holding a lottery for tickets from September 24th to October 8th. They're really expecting that to be that big of a sellout, huh?
Well, yeah. I don't see why not.
The Symphony of Haruhi Suzumiya revival features classical interpretations of music from the anime. Gyoichi Yoshida, who had previously conducted 2021 orchestra concert for Violet Evergarden, is serving as conductor for Symphony. Members of the main cast voice cast will be in attendance, including Ai Hirano, who did Haruhi, Minori Chihara, who did Yuki Nagato, Minoru Shiraishi, who did Taniguchi, and Megumi Matsumoto, who is Kunikita. Satoru Kosai from Lucky Star composed the music for the series and for its 2010 film installment, The Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya. Well, because of this announcement, does that mean we're going to see a spike in Haruhi Suzumiya cosplays?
Maybe. You got to understand something.
People will be breaking out in Hare Hare Yukai dancing?
Maybe. But you got to understand something. Whenever there's like an anniversary announcement, there's no big cosplay trend for that anime. Now, if they announce an anime, whether it's a new reboot or follow up, in a little bit of time, it will get popular, and you'll probably see a bunch of people cosplaying from it. Now, what I have noticed since Demon Slayer and My Hero Academia, a lot of cosplayers aren't following the trend of I gotta cosplay this series because it's popular. Because if you've noticed, there are so many different animes going on right now. Because you have so many titles doing 12, 13, and 26 episodes that you don't have time to really concentrate on one. Even for that season line of just one title that takes the cake, you will still see a huge variety from it. So, the way I see it, I don't think it'll be that pop. I don't think we're going to see a spike in Haruhi cosplays. But, if we do, there is only one character on the show that I care about, and that's Mikuru.
Mikuru, get over here.
And as Bond006 says, I see that trend too. I have burned through so many 12 or 13 ep anime. And Cedarberry says, now I'm imagining Haruhi and Kyon as parents. Oh, God. That's just...
You and half the fanfic writing community.
Well, I'll say this much. Even though the writer's strike is over, and the fact that anime is being these short episodes, short series, I have the time to catch up with stuff, so I'm greatly appreciative of that.
Hmm.
So now our next story, we're going to talk about how Studio Ghibli is going to become a subsidiary of Nippon Television. How does that even work? But it seems that
Studio got bought out.
mm, that's exactly what it is, more or less. As it seems here that, according to the story at hand, Nippon TV representative director Yoshikuni Sugiyama and Studio Ghibli president Toshio Suzuki announced a planned acquisition during a recent press conference. Nippon Television, which has served as a long-standing partner of the acclaimed studio, plans to purchase 42.3% of Ghibli shares, turning the latter studio into a subsidiary of Nippon Television. According to President Suzuki, the goal of this partnership is to secure successors for Ghibli, as Suzuki and fellow co-founder Hayao Miyazaki are 75 and 82, which does make sense. Additionally, Miyazaki's son Goro has refused an offer to become the studio's future leader. Not everybody wants to follow in the footsteps of their parents, or they want to do enough but then go do their own thing, which I totally get. Nippon TV has been affiliated with Ghibli and its co-founders for about 30 years. Back in '85, the network featured Miyazaki's Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind on its Kinyo Roadshow programming block. The financial success of that ultimately paved the way for the formation of Ghibli, the studio behind classics such as Castle in the Sky, Kiki's Delivery Service, My Neighbor Totoro, and Spirited Away. Among others, NTV, which hosts iconic anime like Lupin III, Inuyasha, and Detective Conan, continue to feature Ghibli films regularly on its programming blocks. That's kind of cool. Although Ghibli is preparing for a future without its co-founders, Miyazaki's latest film, The Boy and the Heron, has made a prominent mark on the anime landscape this year. It was released back in July 14, and the movie earned over 7.4 billion yen, which translates to $50.17 million, during its theatrical run in Japan. It takes place in World War II. The Boy and the Heron follows Mahito Maki, a young boy who has just lost his mother in the Tokyo firebombings of 1943. After moving with his father to the countryside, Mahito stumbles across a talking heron who promises to reunite the grieving boy with his mother. This bizarre encounter ultimately lures Mahito into an alternate magical realm where he must rely on his inner strength to find his way back home. The film will arrive in North America in the theaters on December 8th. Now, on September 7th, the movie we were just talking about had its Western debut at TIFF, the Toronto International Film Festival. It was where director Guillermo del Toro made a surprise appearance to congratulate Miyazaki on his latest triumph. We are privileged enough to be living in a time where Mozart is composing symphonies, the director said. Miyazaki-san is a master of that stature, and we are so lucky to be here. While Studio Ghibli will fall under Nippon TV's management in the near future, Studio Ghibli Vice President Junichi Nishioka asserts that The Boy and the Heron is not Miyazaki's last film, as he continues to brainstorm and share new ideas for an unspecified future project. Now, if you have a subscription to Max, better known as HBO Max, I believe the entire film library collection is available for streaming. Interesting indeed. Mm-hmm. All right. So next up, it seems that a popular webcomic, WebToon removes a popular Korean comic. I wonder what brought that on.
From it looks like it's accusations of racism.
Oh boy.
WebToon canceled the English publication of the popular Get Schooled series due to its allegedly racist portrayal of multi-ethnic characters. Per comic book, WebToon announced it will no longer distribute Get Schooled after its latest chapter sparked outrage among readers. The company also reported the series will not return to the USA and that the Korean version has been placed on indefinite hiatus while officials conduct an internal review. The content depicted in this episode does not align with WebToon's value. It's absolutely not something we stand for, WebToon said. It should not have been published, and we apologize to anyone who would encounter if or the harm it would cause the incredible WebToon community. Released in 2020, Get School is a popular South Korean online webtoon written by author Youngtig Chae and illustrated by artist Garam Han. It was a series set in YLab's Blue String universe. I'm not sure what that is. I'm trying to look at the where the link points to, but I don't want to lose focus.
Mm-hmm.
Get School's latest chapter, episode 125, set in the middle of a rural South Korean village inhabited by a sizable non-Korean population. The chapter included a controversial scene where a student of Korean and Ethiopian descent taunted his Korean-American teacher with a racial slur. And the teacher threw one right back at him. Creators Youngchak Chae and Garam Ham has since released an apology for their portrayal of people of color in episode 125. They say that they did not mean to offend any readers with their work and instead intended to showcase the discrimination faced by multicultural and immigrant families in South Korea. They believe these issues are quickly becoming prevalent issues in our society and wanted to use Get School as a way to highlight the challenges some groups might face in their daily lives. Okay, good message, terrible execution.
Yeah. They should have put a foreboding warning, but then again, that's something we do here in the States, so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And even the, well, first of all, like Korean and Ethiopian, I would have never expected that combination.
It's not nothing new though, but still.
Mm-hmm. But if you look at the picture in the top of the article, it
I saw.
I was talking to our listeners.
Oh, okay.
You can oh boy.
Well, I actually worked.
You can see where the problem's coming from.
What's interesting is I actually worked with a guy. His name was Dwayne Lee Shu. He's half black, half Chinese.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
sounds like a fun guy.
Yeah, it wasn't the brightest tech, but he's a pretty chill person. I'm just saying, from his eyes, you could tell he's mixed. And he showed a picture of his father, and everybody kind of joked that his father was Bruce Lee. And I could kind of say, his father's Chinese. Showing the picture, there is a strong resemblance. And I'm not saying because they all look alike, but I'm just saying there's a strong resemblance. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, the next thing I'm going to talk about is something that I called last year when this acquisition happened. What was that? Right Stuf being acquired by Crunchyroll. And I said, give it a year. The site's going to be gone. Behold, it's happening. It seemed, as it was revealed by Crunchyroll on last Friday, that Right Stuf, or as we also know them as the Right Stuf International, is phasing out its store and migrating its products to the Crunchyroll store on October 10th. Right now, they're having a thank you sale on their site. I think it's 15% off everything. Everything that was on Right Stuf except for adult content, you'll find on Crunchyroll store. The Crunchyroll store will have a 2023 holiday sale similar to the one that Right Stuf regularly holds. However, there will be some changes to how the sale operates. The company did not reveal the changes for the Crunchyroll holiday sale. As per this information, Crunchyroll did say that there will be no effect on Nozomi Entertainment's licenses such as Macross and projects for Right Stuf, and Nozomi Entertainment's Kickstarter Blu-ray release of The Dirty Pair will continue as planned. So basically, Nozomi Entertainment, there's a lot of their titles was exclusively released through Right Stuf. So what's probably going to happen is it'll be exclusively released through Crunchyroll. Crunchyroll did reveal to ANN that there will be no disruption to international shipping and availability. The company can ship internationally, but there are notes on their FAQ where the company cannot ship, as well as limitations outside of the U.S. and Canada. And related news, Media Blasters John Cirabella stated in a video on YouTube that Right Stuf is no longer going to be doing live action. But well, I believe that's what they used to release, like live action titles and translate it. Well, not happening anymore. Now, as we talked about,
unfortunate.
I know, as we mentioned last year, that Crunchyroll announced that they acquired Right Stuf to expand its e-commerce service. Former Right Stuf president and co-founder Sean Kleckner and the Right Stuf team then joined Crunchyroll's emerging businesses organization led by Terry Lee. Eventually, Kleckner left the company last December. Right Stuf VP and COO Christine Morgan left back in March. I guess they saw the writing on the wall and said, nope, I'm out. Kleckner's friend Todd Ferguson launched Right Stuf initially as a shell company to purchase telescopes at wholesale prices. At that point, the company's name was still spelled as The Right Stuf, Stuff, a reference to the film of the same name, which I remember, The Right Stuf. And I kept thinking there had to be a connection between both of those, one way or another. Ferguson and Kleckner then renamed the company to Right Stuf in 1987 after they acquired their first anime license, Astro Boy. So, this is going to be interesting. And I already know there's already people upset about this because someone actually posted a comparison in prices. It seemed, well, believe it or not, outside of some Amazon titles, generally the cheapest place you can buy anime is Right Stuf. So, what do? You buy your competitor, you shut them down, and you keep your prices high, and people will buy. Again, hold on. Let me see if I can grab this real quick. Got it. Now, sorry about that, I wanted to grab some anime off my back shelves. Now, Aniplex puts out anime, and it's very expensive. I purchased Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, the complete set, and Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl, the theatrical movie. The box set for the TV series is going for like $99 by itself. The movie was going for about $50 by itself. Through Right Stuf catching a break, I think I paid about no more than $130 for these, if that. On Amazon, I probably would have paid near retail price for them because it wasn't on sale. Right Stuf is like where the broke otakus go for great deals. I mean, yes, you have to understand, before that, it was always Funimation. Funimation was selling great shit on their site, dirt cheap. They had the mega thin packs and stuff like that. Yes, you could buy this box set for $50, but if you bought the Save Edition, it was the same thing, but a thin pack for $20. And as Cedar says, meanwhile, I thought it was in reference to the New Kids on the Block song, The Right Stuf. Yeah, we're all going to miss Right Stuf. Today's generation will not understand. I will say one of my prized purchases from Right Stuf is the Handmade May box set. And what happened was I ordered the box set. They sent me the first volume. I had to reach out to them like, yeah, y'all sent me the wrong item. But I do have that box set. That series is out of production, out of distribution, out of licensing. I will probably be buried with that. Right. moving right along, our next story is about the Yohane the Parhelion Sunshine in a Mirror 2D game, which as soon as they make the announcement, I will be pre-ordering. They are doing physical releases, but I don't think that's going to happen here in the States.
Yeah. NT Creates began streaming a new trailer for its upcoming 2D action game, Yohane the Parhelion Plays in the Deep Blue, based on LoveLive Sunshine's Genjutsu no Yohane, Sunshine in a Mirror, magazine illustration series on Thursday. The trailer shows the game in action showing different characters and skills. It'll launch for the Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, and on Steam on November 16th. The description of the game reads, when an undersea dragon suddenly surfaces in the ocean near Numazu, it becomes the talk of the town. Several of Yohane's curious friends venture inside to investigate, but not a single one's returned from the labyrinth. In order to rescue her friends, Yohane must brave the depths. She'll encounter fierce challenges such as monstrous fish and ever-changing corridors. Will Yohane be able to rescue her friends and uncover the mystery of the dungeon? It'll have hack and slash elements and a crafting system with over 90 recipes. Dungeons will feature special areas that randomly change their layouts. So it's going to be a roguelike, in other words.
I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me, I have another roguelike game, Double Dragon Gaiden, which is fun. I can't beat the final stage though, so I gotta go back and go through that again, so. And I think I have another, I think Wonder Labyrinth is also a roguelike as well. I don't remember. And as we're referring back to Right Stuff, Cedar Beery says, I got both my Utena sets from there. He got the Blu-ray remaster with the signet ring and the manga set. Makes you wonder what they were thinking with the Utena movie, transforming into car. Anywho, next up is Believe It in Me That Believes in You. We are getting a Gurren Lagann mobile game. I'm going to have to stop playing Monopoly Go and Angry Birds Dream Blast to get onto this. Then again, I have like 5 other anime games on my phone I haven't touched. So the official Facebook account for K-Lab, Wanda Cinema Games, and Aniplex's Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann smartphone game based on the Gainax anime series was recently announced. They're letting everybody know that it will launch on Android and iOS on October 12th. The game also announced its pre-registration and teased its collab with Aniplex's Kill la Kill anime. The game will release with more collaboration details soon. I should jump onto the Play Store and just kind of reserve it. That way it'll automatically download to my phone when it comes out. Mm-hmm. And what's great is Tetsuya Kakihara and Katsuki Konichi are returning to do their roles as Simone and Kamina, respectively. The strategy game is the first based on the series. Anime Studio Trigger, which features many former Gainax animators, is overseeing the project. Yeah, I think now because the way Trigger is, I believe they now hold the rights to Gurren Lagann as well as Penny and Stocking and a few other titles as well. The 27-episode series Gurren Lagann premiered in April 2007. The Gurren Lagann movie Childhood's End opened in September 2008, and the second movie, The Lights in the Sky Are Stars, opened in April 2009. Those I don't have on Blu-ray. The franchise has also spawned 2 Gurren Lagann parallel works, OVAs, several manga adaptations, spin-offs, and 3 stage plays. Sounds pretty good. Okay. I'm just looking up something interesting about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth real quick. Okay, that's good.
Anything any good?
No, see, basically, late voice actor Keiji Fujiwara is going to still voice Reno in the game. But I guess... So basically, what they're going to do, they're going to use past recordings to do and edit to do his
archival footage. I know
yeah,
what you're talking about.
yeah. So I think it's because they couldn't find they couldn't bring it to themselves to find a replacement, so they're going with this, which is actually pretty good.
And they're not going to just AI clone it either,
Hmm.
which is a big plus for everyone else involved.
Yeah, yeah. He was also the voice of Axel in Kingdom Hearts. And he was AC/DC in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That's pretty cool. All right. Now that we got that out the way, we're going to get to the part of the show that y'all really like to enjoy and stick around for. Meanwhile, in Japan.
Which one do you want to take?
Hold on here. I gotta refresh the page. There we go. So let me take a look real quick. I have a feeling you want the weapon shop story, so I'll take the other one.
Okay, that works for me.
Sounds good.
Back up. Fantasy RPG style cosplay weapon shop is opening in downtown Tokyo. There's no better place for fashion shopping in Tokyo than the Harajuku neighborhood. Whether your interests lie in the exuberant youth trends of crowded shops on narrow Takeshita Dori Street, the flagship shops of high-end global brands, and the broad boulevard of Omotesando, or the up-and-coming Japanese design houses of Uraharajuku back streets, you're sure to find something to add to your wardrobe at Harajuku. In addition to clothing stores, they also have a ton of accessory shops and is getting a fantasy role-playing game style weapon shop. It's Takumi Armory, the cosplay weapon division of Hyogo Prefecture-based company Takumi Koge. Takumi Armory crafts a huge variety of awesome-looking replica armaments for fantasy-themed cosplayers, and they recently opened a pop-up shop in Shibuya, another neighborhood of downtown Tokyo, which can be seen in the tweets that were linked in the article.
Mm-hmm.
And some of these do look pretty nice. But the shop closed up last Monday, and instead of packing everything up and heading back to Hyogo, Takumi Armory's Tokyo Adventure will continue with the opening of a new store inside La Ferrette, one of Harajuku's most famous and popular shopping centers. Our goal is to have visitors tell us our great acts and great scythe fantasy weapons are cute, says Takumi Kogi President Takumi Ori of opening a cosplay weapon shop in a mega of Japan's kawaii fashion culture. And one of the tweets is a really nice looking steampunk Gatling gun. Wielded by what I can only describe as Victorian-era Sailor Venus.
Makes sense.
A complete sales line for the Harajuku shop hasn't been announced, but Takumi Armory has said that stylish acrylic short swords and daggers will be on offer, and they look pretty sweet.
I like some of this.
Those need some real practicality going along with their fantasy aesthetics. The shop will have sensible items as magic circle coasters and cosplay gemstone keychains.
I wouldn't mind the keychains because I know I could probably get those.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't go home with weapons, shopkeepers who make purchase will still be offered a chance to pose with a great sword or a great axe bathed in the light of a full-size magic circle. And that does look pretty sweet.
It does.
Yeah, I can already. One of the tweets has it zoomed in on it. I guess you can say,
Mm-hmm.
and you can see the Greek alphabet spelled out around it in the outermost circle.
Yeah, I noticed.
The one inside it has the zodiac, and I don't know what the middle what the two lines of text say after that.
See, I wouldn't mind buying something like a magic circle like that on display. So that if I were to go to this armory shop, that would probably be like my only purchase, short of keychains.
Hey, that's all you need.
Yeah, because I think it's really cool. If I can get some type of prop to kind of put it on display, that would be kind of awesome.
But the Harajuku web shop will be open for a limited time from October 1st to November 26th.
Well, there goes my chance.
But they always have an online shop.
Well, I have friends that live in Japan, so maybe. And what I mean by that is a lot of sites that have online shops, they don't sell to the US or international. But I got friends who live in Japan, and if I give them enough yen, they'll order it for me and ship it to me. So I'm appreciative of the small things like that. So
Yeah, the opportunity, like the chance to pose pose in one of those little circles and get like a special background treatment behind it. That does sound pretty awesome.
it does. All right, so now we're going to talk about another story about, well, you might have heard the dog barking in the background. If you did, I'm sorry. If not, awesome. So, anywho, the next thing we're going to talk about is how a naked Ishigaki man was arrested after buying underwear and stealing a scooter while he was drunk. I know. I'm just like, how in the... What in the...
So many questions.
I know, not enough time. So what happened was, around 4 a.m. on September 8th, a completely naked man walked into a convenience store in Ishigaki City. He bought a pair of underwear and immediately put them on, thus making the end of his rational behaviors. After making his purchase, he left the store and walked to a bicycle parking lot about 250 meters away and stole a scooter with a helmet. Then about a half hour later, the same day, the same man returned to the same convenience store wearing nothing but his new underwear and riding a stolen scooter.
Oh boy.
WTF, man. The police picked him up there, and after some questioning, he was arrested for driving under the influence as his blood alcohol content was found to be 4 times the legal limit. An investigation was launched, and he was arrested again on September 20th for public nudity and theft. The suspect is denying both charges. He's claiming that he doesn't remember because he was drunk.
That isn't helping his case.
I know. But here's the thing. If he's telling the truth, that means he doesn't remember what happened during those 12 hours.
That doesn't excuse your bad behavior, buddy.
I know. Netizens had a few things to say about that. So where did he keep his money? Did he only buy underwear? Maybe he did the Terminator time travel thing. He should space out.
First question. Oh, God.
Well, maybe he kept the money under his yam bag. I don't know.
That's better than I would have assumed.
Look, knowing my body, it will be under my left man boob, okay? He should space out his crimes a bit more. This feels like a mission from a Yakuza game. He seems to live by a code, but I don't know what it is. Unfortunately, this is so weird that the Terminator-style time travel does seem like the most plausible answer to this mystery. On the other hand, one can often have dreams that you're in this guy's situation, inexplicably wandering around naked on the street. So maybe this is what it's like, what the ancient philosopher suggested, and we're all just living in this one guy's dream.
Clearly, we're living in a simulation.
You've seen the first MIB movie, right?
Yeah.
So you know where I'm going with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's time for us to wrap this up, because that was pretty cracked out. Even for Mako, that was kind of cracked out. If you like tonight's show, tell a friend. They in turn will tell another friend, and so on and so forth. We're independent bloggers, independent podcasters. We do this for the fun of it. So what we like and don't like, we're straight up telling you. So if you have any questions about the show, drop us a line at podcast@animejamsession.com. Again, that is podcast@animejamsession.com. We're here to believe you. And while you're at it, don't forget to visit our website at animejamsession.com, where you will find cosplay tips and tricks, cosplay interviews, our weekly podcast, anime reviews, editorials, external links to our YouTube page of convention videos, and links to Facebook pages of cosplay photos, and then some. All of that at animejamsession.com. And don't forget to check out our podcast on your favorite podcasting app. Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, TuneIn Radio, Apple Podcasts. Check them all out. They're available where podcasts can be downloaded. And what's great is some of these apps have a link, has a section for doing reviews. So we greatly appreciate a review if you could drop one. We'd love it. Let's see what else we have here. Our social media, Anime Jam Session on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Follow us on those so you know when episodes are going up, new articles are going up, when we're going live, photos, videos, the whole 9 yards. And for all of you who subscribe to us on our socials, thank you so much. We couldn't do this without y'all. Seriously. And if you're still following with us, down below is a link to our tip jar, our Streamlabs, and our Stream Elements if you want to just send cash to us. We really appreciate that. Or if you want, you can cheer us on with bits in the chat room here, which is great. Or you can sub to the channel or even give a gift sub. Every little bit counts. We really appreciate that. Right, let's see. We're coming down to the end for last words. Last words, Ari.
Red October is here, baby.
My last words, trail mix. That's it. That's all I got. Well, that is it. End of list. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. And there's an actual ad break happening as we're going off the air. That makes absolutely...
Because why wouldn't there be?
I know. This shit makes no damn sense. I don't know. We're getting out of here. We're done. I'm done. I'm Ranma.
And I'm Ari.
Great fight, great night. See you next week.
Good night, everybody.
Say goodnight, Ari.
Good night, Ari.
And I'll say goodnight too. Good night, Ranma. Good night to y'all. See you all next week. Where do we end it? I think we end it right
This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on this show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it. For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane! This podcast has been a production of Anime Jam Session and AJS Productions. No fanboys and fangirls were hurt, maimed, shot, electrocuted, or pistol whipped in this episode. For now. The views, opinions, and thoughts expressed on this show do not reflect the staff or the network as a whole. But we're still right, damn it. For transcripts of this episode, start typing. Check us out at animejamsession.com and vognetwork.com for more information about us and other programming. Jamatane!